one of the best cover-ups that's ever has been done pertaining to some of the structures that have been hidden in Antarctica. Now, if you don't know by now, the Ice Bridge project, which is supposedly a project that's keeping an eye on the ice melting Antarctica, and that's just a cover story. What they're doing is they're going and mapping these cities and these structures through all Antarctica. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this first image, and this is important to understand this, and then I'll show you how the cover-up was done. So the DC-8 at different times is rigged out with different sensors. Supposedly this sensor is radar and a laser sensor that picks up the different air currents and the shift in air currents. There's more than that to it, but that's basically the basic information on this sensor. And I want you to notice how clear this image is. So we're going to take a look at this sensor here. Now this is a image from the Ice Bridge project, and you can see the sensor at the end of this DC-8 wing. Now on the next image, here it is again. Now remember, all these images are corrupted, so you're never going to get a really clear image. Most people think these are clear images, but I've been working with pictures and images for 20 years. And this is not a clear image at all. So to make my point, this is what a clear image looks like, high definition, compared to this. Notice how crisp and clean and clear this picture is. Notice how this one here kind of has a little bit of darkness and it's slightly fragmented. Okay, so here's the sensor here with the clear view. Here's the sensor here that's somewhat corrupted just because of the nature of the images coming out of Antarctica because of the cover-up. Now this next image on this flight with the DC-8, there's no sensor on it. And you notice there's no sensor on this part of the wing either, because remember, when they're taking pictures from inside of the DC-8, you can see it fairly good. So right now, here's where they doctored up this image of some artifacts. So watch what happens. It's suddenly, even at 25%, it looks like a sensor's popped up, and it does look just like it. But notice on the sensor here, that extended part, look at it, keeps on going. So what they did was there's a structure and artifacts here, and they airbrushed. The reason that this looks cloudy and these pictures don't look clear is because all this has been airbrushed and corrupted and all this. Why they did not go ahead and airbrush over this, I have no idea. So you can see the structure here. There's another structure here, and it continues. Now I'm going to begin to clear up these images, and you can see it a little bit better. Notice over here, there's like a square. Well, this is a deteriorated city, and of course they airbrushed it out, but we're going to get to look at different parts of it when we get through looking at this artifact that they made look like a sensor connected to the wing of this DC-8. Okay, here's the continuation of it, and these are buildings, and here's the supports equally spaced apart. and right here. Now I'm going to highlight it. And I'm going to bring it in 25% more. And now you can see the building's pretty clear. And you can see this one's standing up by itself. If you look where this has been airbrushed out, it's separated, and the face of this wall in these buildings has fallen forward. You can see where they've fallen forward. Here, this one's completely fell over. This one's partially, and then these are still standing. And you can slightly see them. They're not real clear, but you definitely can tell that they have the geometrics and the 90 degrees and the spacing in between the buildings. Now, when we go back to this structure that they tried to make look like a sensor, you can begin to see these artifacts in these building structures. Now I'm going to enhance it, and you can see this structure, there's something at the base of it here. It's got 90-degree edges on it, and then the structure comes up perfect 90 degrees and comes over. This piece comes out towards you, then up. This one goes to the side and up. And then in here, what looks like a cat's face or some type of structure. There's no way of knowing exactly what it is, but it almost looks like a front of some type of flying vehicle. Like the front of a jet. So this is what it kind of looks like. Of course, we don't know about their technology, but we know that there's a lot of similarities of what we built and what they built, except they built on a mega scale. So I'm not saying this is some type of jet or flying device, but it could be, it's a possibility that it could be. Alright, notice these structures here. Square, you can see the walls here. Look back here, you can see these walls. You can see the 90 degrees on these and all through here. Well, this spot right here apparently is glass, which is what the Anunnaki use quite a bit in their building practices. And it looks like this piece here and this piece here once covered this whole area, and then of course over time it's deteriorating and falling into the structure itself, and this is the part that's left. And then here's a close-up, and then you can see the structure is even better, the walls all through here and through here. I know this is not perfect, but these pictures that come from Antarctica are really, really bad images. So here's some type of structure here. Here's a building structure or whatever this structure is, comes down. Here's whatever is placed around it, or maybe whatever this was covered it. I have no idea. And then you have the buildings over here to the right. So I think this is probably the best cover-up image I've ever seen in my life out of the thousands of images that I look through weekly. So everyone, I really appreciate your subscriptions, and I'll have some more videos out shortly. And those who have not subscribed, please subscribe. It gives me encouragement. This type of research it's very long and drawn out, and your support is appreciated. So everyone, thanks again. This is Tony with Earth Files, Earth History, signing out.